Hey guys, this is Trent, founder and president of WatchmanAdvisors.com. So, welcome to the fourth part of the training series here on how to launch an e-commerce business using WordPress. So today I'll be walking you through on how to remove the demo data using Avada theme, and then I'll show you how to set up the major pages of your website, and then show you how to add those pages to your customized menu and your navigation bar for people to navigate easily through your site. And then we'll also talk about the payment processors to use, some of the top ones, and that's going to allow you to accept payments from people when they go over to your website and buy a product from you. And then finally, I'll talk with you about the do's and don'ts of plugins, okay, and how to use those on your site, okay? So let's jump into the fun, okay? So this demonstration site that I've been using for this training series is over at ecomxl.com. And the site that we set up last time, we imported some of the demo data from Avada. And Avada is the WordPress premium theme that we've been using. And so there's some extra stuff on here that we don't really need. And so we're just going to delete that real quick, okay? And so you'll see that down below, it's like, hey, okay, I'm not selling clothing. I'm selling, in this case, just in this demonstration, I'm selling some supplements and some herbs and essential oils. And so I'm just going to come along here and delete this stuff. And also when I go to my shop, there's some extra stuff that I can delete as well. So like this, shoes, this demonstration products that came over when we imported, okay? So we're just going to delete that real quick. So let's show you how to do that. So to do that, you simply go into your admin area for WordPress and you go over here to your products if you want to delete that demonstration data for your products. Okay, and so we're just going to scroll through here and see which ones we don't want, and then just click on the box next to the ones that we don't want, and then we'll bulk delete them, okay? So you'll notice that there's quite a few of them here, but we're just going to click on those and move them to trash. And there's actually a couple more that we saw right here, but I should come back down here and click on those and delete them. Okay, so that's been cleaned up. And then the second thing is you could go into your pages and look at any of the pages that might be irrelevant. Okay, if you don't see all of your pages on this page, it looks like they're all on here. That's good. You might need to go to the second page, or you can come up here to the screen options and add the number of pages that you want to display on this page and just show them all at once, okay, and click on apply. And then you don't have to go to the next page or the next page if you have lots of pages and stuff. But so we'll just come through here and look at if there's any pages that we need to readjust. So let's see, let's click on that one and see if there's anything that pulls up. So this one's blank, so we're just going to delete that one. Okay, so trash that. And this is just some of the cleanup stuff you got to do when you port over that information. And so it's going to go into your trash, and we're going to delete that permanently. Okay, and then go back to our pages and just kind of clean up anything else. Okay, so your store, your site looks nice and clean. Okay, now what I'm doing here is I'm just changing the actual name of the page so it looks nice. So click on update. Okay, and now it just says home. Okay, so you can click on any of these and click on quick edit just to quickly edit the name of it, okay, instead of having to go into the actual edit mode of the page, okay? So we're gonna, in fact, change the name of this to say blog, okay? I don't want my page to say news, I'll say blog instead because it's a little bit more common for people to identify with. And okay, the products by SKU. Okay, if you view that page, kind of see what it looks like. Okay, there's nothing really on there, so we're going to delete that one too. And recent products. Okay, so this is how you go about just looking at the demonstration data and seeing if there's pages that you want to delete. Okay, this just shows like the new products or recent products. And if you want to keep that one, great. Okay, you don't have to delete it at all. So we're just going to delete that one and then we'll move on. Okay, now some of the other demonstration data that you want to remove would be like some of the categories that were ported over. And okay, we don't need fashion or markup, news, special offers, trends. Okay, we're just going to delete that stuff since you don't need it. And we'll create our own categories for our own products. Okay, but this is not really for products. This is for your blog articles. Okay, so when you write blog posts, then you can assign them into specific categories here. Okay, we'll actually click on delete on that one too. Okay, and just kind of clean up the site a little bit. Okay, and then we'll come in here to the tags for the posts and delete these tags too. Okay, and then we'll have that all cleaned up. And then let's come underneath the product categories. And there's some extra product categories that we don't need. So we'll keep this essential oil since I'm doing that. And I'm also keeping that. And everything else I'll just delete. Okay. Okay, so that's some of the other demonstration data that's just not needed in the system and it's not relevant to what you're doing. And the same thing goes for tags in the products. So we're just going to delete all these tags. Okay, so that's how you go about deleting all this unnecessary stuff inside of your site after we've ported over that demonstration data. Okay, so now we're going to go on to setting up the major pages of your site. So I've come in here and I've set up some of the major pages, and I'm just going to teach you how to go about doing that. But you'll notice here that there's about, facts, shop, and contact. And these drop-down menus can be also adjusted or added onto your site. Okay, and I'll show you how to do that right now. Okay. But this navigation bar should present your most common pages that people will use to find your stuff on your site very easily, okay? So you could put anything you'd like there, but how you do that is you come underneath the appearance and go to your menus, and then you can create a custom menu for that navigation. So I created a menu here, and all I did was I created a new menu by clicking that link, and you can give it a name right here. Okay, and then click on create menu. Okay, and once you do, then it'll show that new menu in the drop down box. Okay, and we're going to select that, and now you'll notice that down here in this menu, okay, on yours when you create it, it's going to be blank. Okay, but then you can come over here to the left-hand side and choose what pages or links that you want to add to the site, to this menu. So at this point, I think I'll add the home page, and I'll put it right here. And I'll click on Add to Menu. And there it is, right there, okay? And now you can click on any of them and drag them and drop them and put them in the spot you want. So let's say you wanted to have the facts up here. You click on it and drag it and drop it and put it right there, and it'll stay there. And then you click on Save Menu. Okay. So that's how you go about customizing your own main menu. And once you create that menu, you come up here to the top and click on Manage Locations, and you'll take that menu and assign it or map it to the right location. So this main navigation, here's all of your available menus, and you just click on New Menu, is the one we just barely created, and click on Save Changes. Okay, and then once you do, you can come to your site and refresh the page, and you'll see that your navigation includes those pages there now. Okay, so now that we've done that, let me just talk about some of the reasons why you'd have these pages here on your site. So the home is pretty self-explanatory, but the frequently asked questions page, allows you to have people answer their questions ahead of time before they contact you. So it reduces phone call volume. All right. And then people won't be calling in, or shouldn't be calling in, asking the same question over and over again. Okay. And then the About page, go there and just kind of explain what you're all about, maybe your mission, and why you started up this website. And then also, most importantly, share some top reasons why people would want to do business with you. Okay. And then your shop page. Okay, we ported that information or these pages over already, and after we added our products in our last video training, they should already show on your page. Okay, so these are all set to go. And then the contact page, to add this form so people can contact you through your website. Okay, all you got to do is come in here to your plugins and add the plugin that is called Contact Form 7. Okay, so you go to your Add New section with the plugins, and you just type in Contact Form 7, and then it'll pull up, and you could simply click on Install and then activate it. All right, and then once you do, you come over here to Contact, and you copy this short code right here. And once you copy that short code, then you'll paste that short code on the contact page. Okay, so I'm cruising along here pretty fast, but just know that you can always pause and rewind and watch it again if you need to. Okay, but you paste the code right here, and then you'll see this, and you can click on Publish or Update. And once you do that, then you'll see this form on your site. And this just allows people to fill it out and leave a message and send it over to you in case they have any questions. All right. So that contact form information will actually go over to your or actually go over to you, to the email address that's located inside of the contact area. Okay. So when you go into the contact area, you can edit this form and go into Mail. And this is the email address that you'll receive the emails at. Okay, so you can put any email that you want right here at your domain name.com. Okay, so just type in a common domain name, or email rather, that you use all the time, such as a Gmail or Yahoo, or even an email that you might have set up through your Green Geeks account over with greengeeks.com. Okay, which is your host in this training series. So if you went with Bluehost or anyone else, then you would just contact your host, and you could set up a customized email address and put it there. Okay, but that's where you would receive your information when someone filled out that form on your website. Okie doke. Okay, so now let's go over some of these pages here. We've already gone over the contact page and shop, and we also added these drop-down menus here. Okay, and how I did that, if you didn't catch that already, is I added those as drop-down menus by dragging the menu over. See this menu? These are all flush, but these ones I just move over to the right, and once you move them over to the right about half an inch underneath the main page, then it's going to show on your website as a drop-down menu. Okay, so that's how that's done. So let's show you how to do the frequently asked questions page right here. So on the frequently asked questions page, you can continue adding questions and answers that people have, but this is just kind of a fun way of displaying the questions that you might have and putting the answers to them. And you come in here to the frequently asked questions. Actually, it's a page. You don't have to worry about that facts right here. That's another way of doing it, but I prefer to come in here and just add a page, and I edit the page, and then I use the Fusion Page Builder, and I add a container right here, full width container. I drag it down, and then I click on Builder Elements, and I drag and drop the toggles builder element and put it right in here. Okay, and once you do that, you can edit that toggle builder element and add new toggles. Okay, you can add as many as you want, and then you can edit each one of them by just clicking on them. And the title will be the actual question that you have, okay, or they would have rather, and then you can answer that question down below. So one of the questions could be, as it says here, do you offer refunds? Yes, as long as they are returned in their original packaging with 14 days of receiving them. Same thing goes for the title of the second one, okay? It just follows the same format, okay? Question and then answer. Then edit that one and edit that one and keep on going, okay? Then save it, update your page, and then you'll see the information that you added on your page here, okay? So we've only added 2 questions, which is why you only see that there, okay? And if you wanted to add or remove this sidebar right here, okay, you just stay on the page and you scroll all the way down. And when you scroll all the way down, you'll see this Fusion Page Options. Okay, and this is where you can customize the specific details of this page only, okay? Not site-wide, but just this page only. So the sidebar, you can say, okay, I want to show or even hide it. Okay, I'm going to show the default sidebar, and I'm going to show it on the right-hand side or the left. Okay, and then once you do that, you click on Update, and then it'll show that sidebar right here if you don't see it, okay? All right, folks, so that's how you go about customizing the navigation bar and the pages. And so there's also a top navigation up here that you can also customize to your liking, and that'll be found in the same section, okay, underneath Appearance and Menus. Okay, and there's also another section within Avada theme options that you can go into, and you'll be able to customize the content of what you see up here in more detail, like the email, and the how to contact, support phone number, and the colors of this navigation bar. You could even alternatively just remove it altogether if you wanted. Okay, so highly customizable. Okay, so let's move on here. Okay, so we've gone over the major pages and how to set up your navigation menu. Now we're going to go over your payment processors and how to accept payments from people. So first is I recommend using PayPal, and you simply go over to paypal.com and set up a free business account, okay, business standard account. And like I said, it's free, and so you just simply set it up, and when you click on sign up, you click on business account and click on next, and you do this one right here, okay? You don't really need to do the Payment Pro unless you plan on having a security certificate on your side, or there's some other bells and whistles that they have over here, but this is plenty if you're bootstrapping or if you're just starting off, brand new to this, and just click on PayPal payment standard, and you just move on with filling this out, and you put your email address, and it'll walk you through the steps, okay? So once you walk through the steps and you've set up your PayPal business standard account, then you'll come back here to your WordPress WooCommerce settings in your WordPress site, and go into the settings section. And from there, you'll just simply go into the checkout and put in your PayPal email address right here. Okay, so click on PayPal, and you simply come down here and put in your email address that you used to log in or created with PayPal. All right. So once you do that, then if you wanted to put your account in a testing mode, then you could mark that box, and then you could practice purchasing products through your website without having to have the system charge your card every time. Okay, so that's what the sandbox account is for. Okay, and then the advanced options, this is very important to do down here. Make sure that you contact PayPal, and you can even look this up on Google, and it'll walk you through too. But the PayPal identity token is going to be found inside of your PayPal profile in your selling tools. Okay, and so just contact them if you don't have can't find that, but it tells you exactly where to find it there. So you can enable the payment data transfer. You go to Profile and Settings and My Selling Tools, as I said, and then My Preferences, and then copy your identity token and paste it here. Okay. Okay, then so once you do that, then you simply come all the way down and click on Save Changes, and then your site's ready to go with people paying you through PayPal. And just to debunk any of the myths that you might be believing about PayPal not accepting credit cards, well, they do. All right, a person does not have to have a PayPal account in order to pay you with any major credit card. So MasterCard, Visa, American Express, Discover, PayPal accepts them all. And another great thing about using PayPal is because you don't have to have a security certificate. And a security certificate is like this, the HTTPS, okay? And because PayPal will have that on their own website. See that? Okay, they have the security certificate built on their own site, and that just saves you some money to help you get started off with accepting payments on your site. Okay, it's actually technically speaking through your site. So when someone comes here to your website and goes to check out after they've added some products to the cart, okay, you don't have to have a security certificate when you use PayPal because they're routed over to PayPal to pay you through PayPal, if that makes sense. Okay. So now, if you didn't want to use PayPal, okay, there's plenty of other payment processors out there, and one of the other ones I really like using is called Stripe.com, and they're accepted in a lot of different countries. Okay. So there's a plugin that you would install, and that allows you to integrate your website with Stripe. And you simply come underneath your plugins and add new, and then you can add the Stripe plugin to your site. Okay, so this one right here, let's see here. So actually, a number of them will do, okay, but this one right here, Stripe Payment Gateway, WooCommerce add-on, this is a pretty good one right there, okay? So you can click on Install, and then you activate it. And the second thing you got to do is you got to make sure that you purchase a security certificate, okay? You'll need an SSL from your hosting company, or you can buy it somewhere else if you want on a dedicated SSL site that sells them. But the biggest thing to keep in mind is if you want to accept payments from customers via credit card or debit card on your website and you want to keep them there, then you have to have an SSL in order to accept that data safely through your site. Okay, so again, if you're just starting out and you haven't made any money yet, then using PayPal is a great way of going. Okay. So there you have it, folks. That's what I would recommend doing inside of your WooCommerce settings here for your payment processors. And there's a lot of other payment processors such as Authorize.net and USA ePay, and the list goes on and on. Okay, there's so many of them. But if you have any questions, you can contact me through Watchman Advisors, and we can set up a one-on-one session where I can coach you through step-by-step on how to integrate that, or teach you step-by-step on anything else. But just know that obviously you'll need to have those in place, that payment processor of your choice in place for people to pay you. Okay, very important. Okay, so now you know how to go about putting your payment processor in place. Let's go over the do's and don'ts of some of the WordPress plugins and just how to really use those, okay? So there's over 41,000+ different plugins, and plugins are simply ways that you can use to enhance the functionality of your website. Okay, so if you want to block out spam, Akismet is the plugin for you, at least one of them. If you want to add a contact form to your contact page, great. There's a plugin for that. Okay, if you want to add a store, there's a plugin for that. If you want to add search engine optimization functionality to your site, plugin for that. Okay, so you get the idea, right? So this Yoast SEO plugin is a great one. There's a lot of other great SEO plugins. But to add more plugins to your site, you simply come into plugins and you can look at the popular plugins and read up on them and click on more details on any of them, and it'll tell you what the plugin is all about, how to use them, how to install it. It'll do a little demo of what it looks like potentially. Not all of the plugins will have screenshots, but they'll also tell you if it's compatible with your version. Okay, if you scroll all the way down, it tells you right here the version of your WordPress site, version 4.5.2. And so if the plugins are compatible with your version, then it'll tell you, okay, and when it was last updated. So it's a good idea to install plugins that are updated and they're also compatible with your WordPress version. And if they're not compatible, it doesn't mean that they won't work a lot of times. I mean, 99% of the time, the plugin will work just fine. But if it hasn't been updated for a year or more, if it's been a long time, then chances are that it might not work. Okay, and so just look at the compatibility and when it was last updated, and then read up on it and see if that plugin is going to allow you to accomplish the goal that you're after with your website. Okay, so all kinds of cool plugins here with WordPress, and that's one of the biggest things that differentiate between WordPress and other shopping systems out there like Shopify and BigCommerce and One Shopping Cart and eShop and Joomla and all that stuff. And there's some of the similarities with plugins, but the plugin database with WordPress is very well developed and there's a lot of options available. Okay, and so chances are if you want your website to do something specific, there's usually going to be a plugin for it, a free plugin for it, and then you can just install it and activate it. All right. So like this one puts a gallery of images on your website, or at least allows you to do that. And this one right here helps speed up your website or optimizes it for it caches the page data and object stuff. Okay. So I think you get the idea, right? And all of them are different. And if each one requires a bit different integration steps, so some of them are pretty easy to use, and some of them are a lot more complicated to use. Okay, like the Contact Form 7 plugin is very easy compared to like the caching plugins are a bit more complicated. One of the other great plugins to consider that you can tie in with your email marketing if you haven't done much email marketing and so forth is using it like a pop-up plugin to present like a coupon offer or a way for you to give away something, okay, for people to give you their name and email in exchange for that free content or free deal or special offer. Okay, so a pop-up is pretty cool to have. You can even type in like email marketing, and depending on the email marketing system you're using, such as Aweber or iContact or MailChimp, or the list goes on and on. There's usually going to be a plugin that allows you to integrate your email marketing system with your email marketing platform. Okay, so that pretty much wraps up the fourth training here for today on how to build your e-commerce website using WordPress. So if you have any questions at all, feel free to leave a comment below and let me know of any specific questions you have, and I'll get back with you. And feel free to share this training with any of your friends and family or associates, and let them know about it, and give them the insight of how to get their site up and running. So it's always good to have some accountability and even people to work with as you're in business with building your e-commerce business and site. So and also, if you have any desire to work one-on-one with me through coaching, I don't have any spots right now, but if you go onto my website and click on support and send over a question that you might have in relation to getting some help or one-on-one guidance, then I'll let you know, and we can set up a time, and we can go through and see if it would be a right fit for you and I to work together one-on-one. Okay, so. And there's also consulting services that I offer as well, and you can look at some of those services on our site or on my website at watchmanadvisors.com. So, if you're brand new to the whole world of e-commerce, this is a lot of information to soak in and implement. And so I understand. I've been there, and sometimes it is easier just to have someone come along and to just do the stuff for you. And if you have a budget set aside of at least $1,500 or $2,000, That's kind of the rough ballpark, to kind of devote towards a basic build of an e-commerce website. But if you followed along all throughout the 4-part training series of this journey, then you should have been able to get your site up and running within 4 to 6 hours at max. Okay, so all right, guys. Well, appreciate you watching this training, and I'll look forward to talking with you soon.